It's no secret that I absolutely love filmmaking. The power of a movie to create emotional connections with people, as well as to touch and inspire them, is what makes me want to enter the industry. However, it wasn't always my main passion. I went through a progression of things that I liked that ultimately led me to film. It all started at a very young age. Ever since I learned how to read, my nose was always glued to a book. I would read day in and day out, at home, in the car, at school, out and about. I would read so much that my parents would have to tell me to stop reading. For real, they would tell me I was reading too much. But how could I? Books were like movies that I created in my head. They took me to different worlds with cool characters I could relate to who went on adventures I wish I could experience. It was a blast, and soon I discovered that I could create that experience for other people. That's when I knew that I wanted to become an author. I would give other people the opportunity to experience incredible new worlds and journeys. I would inspire and invigorate people with my books the same way that the books I read made me feel. Fast forward a few years to middle school, and you'll find a rather bored me sitting at my desk, doodling in the margins of my notes. I found it really fun to play around with the ideas I had in my head and draw interesting and wacky characters. I had always watched my dad doodle. He would sketch these really awesome caricatures that had so much personality. This inspired me to try it on my own, and I had a blast with it. I've always felt like a kid on a playground when I could play around with drawing cartoon characters and their facial expressions. Soon, I discovered that drawing could be a form of storytelling too, just a lot more visual. The way you draw a character could tell the viewer something about their personality, maybe even their past. At that time, I was also getting very into animation. I had no idea how to do it, but I would always find delight in Pixar movies or cartoons on TV. I loved the wacky way that animation exaggerated movement to convey emotion. A few years later, my science teacher gave the class a project. Presented the class about physical and chemical changes using any medium we wanted. I was paired up with my friend Andrew, and together we planned what we would do. Fueled by our then obsession with Bill Nye the Science Guy, we decided to create a comedic yet informative video presenting the information, just like Bill Nye did. So we grabbed an old flip camcorder and made the funniest video we could. Looking back on it, it was probably really lame, but at the time we thought it was the most incredible thing. When it came time to present and we played the video, it felt so awesome to see how the class reacted. The two of us were filled with satisfaction whenever they would laugh when a funny part came on. The two of us continued to make video projects, driven by the reaction we would soon get from the class. Pretty soon I was making videos outside of school, knowing that I would get satisfaction from showing them to people and seeing what they thought of it. I would then take that feedback and apply it to the next video I would make, improving each time. In the meantime, I started watching a lot more movies, and in a different way. I would try to reverse engineer them. What are the filmmakers trying to say? How did they create that set? Why did they use that camera angle? Why did that story take this turn? Slowly but surely, I developed a passion for filmmaking, and to this day, it's what I want to do for the rest of my life. So, here I am currently, going to film school to learn everything I can, and working hard to reach my dream of working in the industry. I've worked on many film sets and even directed some films of my own, and plan to keep at it, because to me, there's nothing quite as fulfilling as telling a good story. That's my filmmaking story. What's yours?